YouTube, what is going on? Red Mist LFC here, and we are playing Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're away this weekend. It's early kickoff Saturday, and it's gonna be a tough game. I'm gonna let you in a little secret. I want Nate Nori. Is that his name? Nate Nori, something like that. You know, the little left back. Yeah, I want him. He's a good little baller. You know, something different from Timmy Cass. You know, maybe we move Timmy Cass on. Feel like he's gone a bit backwards. Timmy Cass kind of, you know, got a bit complacent. Knows that he ain't really gonna overtake Robertson. You know, he's kind of just there. Bit of a Moreno, bit of like the team clown kind of thing. You know, fills that void, but I don't know. But yeah, Wolves are gonna be a tough outfit. They've lost key midfielders. Latest one being Nunes to Manchester City. It'd be interesting to see how that move pans out actually for City. Surely Pep has to sign some duds at some point. Like, you can't keep this perfect rotation of the squad and replacement of players. You know, you can't keep going forever. And even Klopp's had some duds in Keita and the players that not really, you know, fit the bill. But saying that, Klopp, I think Klopp got it wrong with Keita, the way he was playing him, the way he was using him. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. That is the past. Moving on. As I said before, it's going to be tough. So let's get into Let's get into this. Yeah, why not? So we're gonna get rid of this. We want to bring up let me get rid of the versus sign, and we need our tactics board. Hello, tactics board, and we will get rid of the Premier League trophy because although it does look pretty there, isn't it? We are about that life this season. I'm telling you, it's going to. We whether you like it or not, guys. We are gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Right, first team starting lineup. Alisson. I don't know whether is this gonna be. It's hard to say what Klopp's gonna do. I think this is kind of. I think I would do this. I think this is more kind of my starting lineup. But it wouldn't surprise me if Klopp did this as well. It really, honestly wouldn't surprise me. So it's kind of a bit of both. So bear with, right? Alisson in goal. Robertson at left back. Why is he so high up the pitch anyway? QUANSAH. Yes, right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We will be coming back to this one, right? Matip. Okay, cool. Gomez. You're probably thinking, okay. We're going to move stuff around and have a little chat as well, briefly. Curtis Jones, I don't know why he's there, but whatever. McAllister, listen, bear with. He's on the subs bench. It's all good. Right. In fact, you know what? Let's just unclick him for now. So Bosalai, the right side of midfield, Diaz left, Gakpo and Salah, and I've left that middle open because I'm not really sure. Excuse me, got a little bit of a cold. So bear with. Not really sure about that middle. The middle is going to be a problem for us at the moment. Right. The substitutes. Okay. Gallagher, Gravenberch, Nunes, JOTA, Elliott, Doak, Bajetic, Wataru, ENDO. Yes, he does fit in that middle. Yeah. You know what? In fact, we can let's just swap ENDO for Curtis Jones, right? Yeah, that works, right? Curtis Jones, and Tsimikas, right? Now, still suspended is obviously VVD, an injury list, Trent, THIAGO, Konate. However, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Do you know why? Because THIAGO isn't injured anymore, and nor is Trent. Right, THIAGO is not injured, and nor is Trent. Believe, rumor has it, Trent is not. I have not seen any of Klopp's. I ain't seen a press conference or anything like that. The rumors are that he's kind of alright-ish. But we also have a problem on the bench, right? Because I don't think you can have more than 8 players on the bench. But you are allowed 5 substitutions, right? So we got a problem. There's going to be some people getting dropped. It's not even funny, guys. This is tough to call. It's tough to call. It's tough to call. So, with THIAGO back, we have some candidates for. We got healthy competition, and we got some serious candidates for certain positions, don't we? Now, if Trent is fit, then he plays, doesn't he? And then obviously, QUANSAH. It's like that. Gomez slops in next to Matip. And then Trent at right back. And it's like that. But where the confusion comes now is that we need a defender on the bench, right? I'm pretty sure he only allowed 8 subs. 8 subs on the bench. Maybe 9? I don't think you can have 10. I'm sure it's 8. And 5 of them are allowed to come on. It used to be 3 of 8. Now it's 5 of 8. Something like that. Or 3 of 10. And now it's been cut to 8. The squad's been cut, but you can use more subs. I don't know. This was like last season or 2 seasons ago. I can't remember when they changed all the substitution. But I always think that 5's too much. And it allows the stronger teams and more rich teams to dominate games more because they can bring on better players. Lesser teams struggle then because, you know. So I disagree with it. I think it should stay at 3. I think 5 is too many substitutes, but whatever. So yeah, we have a problem. We got Nunes. We need a goalkeeper, right, on the bench. So, you know, this is Calamine. It's got to be Dote. Dote's got to be probably one to make way, right? Gravenberch is going to be on the bench. Curtis Jones probably on the bench. Timmy Cass has to be on the bench. Elliot. I mean, Elliot could potentially be dropped. Jota is not going to be dropped. Nunes is not going to be dropped. It's really sticky. I don't know. Will Endo get dropped? Surely Endo can't be dropped. Doak. It's got to be Doak. And it's got to be. And the thing is, I think this game for THIAGO is good to come on, maybe. Will he start? Don't think so. I think he comes on in this game, and I think he starts against Leicester, THIAGO. So we drop him in here. We drop him in here on the subs bench. He takes Ben Doak's place, right? And we start with Endo. But not only that, we forget that we have these boys here. Like, have they, you know, is he dropped from the squad? QUANSAH? Is QUANSAH dropped? We got no defenders on the bench. No defenders on the bench, so that can't be possible. Maybe Tsimikas gets dropped out. What can we do if a right back or a left back gets injured? Gomez can go out right. QUANSAH on the bench. QUANSAH has to be on the bench, doesn't he? He has to be. There's no way he can't be on the bench. So let's just say, if we have an injury at left back or right back, Joe Gomez, if it's left back, you just bring on Tsimikas for Robertson. And if it's your right back, Trent, you can move Gomez to the right back and you can bring on QUANSAH. If it's Matip, you can bring on QUANSAH, or you can just flip, you can flip Joe Gomez to that side. So QUANSAH has to be on the bench. So we need to find a space for him. Who does he come in for? It's not going to be Tsimikas, because Tsimikas is the left side. He fixes the left side. Gomez deputizes for the right side, right back, and probably either left centre back or right centre back. You know, because when he plays with Matip, he's on the left, and when he plays with Van Dijk, he can play on the right. So he's actually very, very, very valuable in that back three. Anywhere across, I say back three, anywhere across, you know, the two centre backs, and then, you know, left, right centre back, or the right back position. My bad. And then obviously Tsimikas deputizes for Robertson. So Tsimikas is gonna be on the bench, right? Keeper's gonna be on the bench. Nunes. Does Nunes is it gonna be not? Is it gonna be Nunes or Jota? And remember, Jota's just banged in goals for Portugal as well, so he's in good striking form. And Nunes did start well against his club for his international side, Uruguay. But then, you know, they played Ecuador, and they got battered. They was awful. I watched it. I needed them to win. I needed 3 games for my ACCA to win £830. 3 games. I needed Brazil to win, I needed Colombia to beat Chile, and I needed Uruguay to beat Ecuador, and all of them fluffed up. I don't even know the Brazil result in the end. I don't even know if they even beat Peru in the end, or it was a draw. But Chile messed me up. Ecuador and Chile messed me up, and Uruguay flumped it. So they just messed them up. I had like a 17, 18, 19 game ACCA, and those all correct apart from his last 3. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not in. He can just because of that, he can hold the bench. He can sit down on the bench, man. You lost me money. You and your where was Valverde? It was just awful. They was awful. They was so bad. Like, I don't know. I was so angry. Does he leave? Does he miss this game? Nunes, Harvey Elliott, Gravenberch. I can't see Gravenberch not being in the squad. Jones, maybe Jones doesn't make the squad. I don't know, guys. This is really, really, really tough. I don't know. This is crazy. I don't know. I really want to hear your thoughts and your comments. Who would you play? What team would you start? Do your 11? Do your starting 11 and your subs? I'm baffled by it. If Trent's still injured, it makes it a little bit easier because then, you know. All right, let's say Trent is injured, right? Let's just say he's given a bit more time, right, to recover, right? So what do? We go, Gomez goes right back, right? Yeah. All right, so we got Gomez at right back. And then do we drop Endo into that centre back position next to Matip? I don't see the point in that, because one, I think that it makes more sense for an actual centre back to be next to a centre back. I think Endo is quite capable of playing right back for us, maybe. And then just do that and just have like a. I don't think he plays right back really, but I don't think Endo plays right back. I think he's obviously. I know he doesn't play right. He plays the DM. He can somewhat do centre back, but I don't think he does left back, right back, and stuff like that. Things like that. I do think he can play a right back position because obviously he's a DM, and a defensive midfielder is you usually have experience in those positions and how to defend in those areas. So you would gain vast experience, you know, in those particular areas and how to deal with the ball and situations anyway, marking players, etc., etc. So he's not going to be unfamiliar with that area and how to deal with it. In fairness, it's probably better in Trenton at right back. But yeah, so I think that makes more sense than actually putting him centre back next to Matip. I'd be very surprised if, you know, Klopp does that. I think that would be weird. If you don't have any kind of centre back, then I would say, yeah, play your DM there. Like if your centre backs are injured, say Quansah was injured, and then Joe Gomez got injured, and you got like one player that potentially can play it, I'd say, yeah, drop him in there. But when you have 2 centre backs, good centre backs, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Quansah is probably defensively, like when you're talking about tackling the headers, he's probably easily as good as Endo, maybe better. So why would you play Endo there? I don't think he's brought for that. even this is kind of subjective, but makes more sense. It makes more sense. And against Wolves, I think it could be a good run out for Quansah to really, you know, stretch his legs and you know, put pressure on Mr. VVD just there. 1 second, let me just find. Yeah, I think it put some pressure on Mr. VVD. So yeah, that's not going to be a thing. That makes no sense. Why would you play a centre back at right back? It makes no sense to what, you know, because you know you're basically just taking Gomez, putting him in the centre just to move a central defender back out right. It makes no sense. So, and I think Gomez is more used to playing out at right back anyway. So, why would you put a centre back who's inexperienced at playing right back out at right back, and then bring a centre half who is experienced at playing right back into centre back, where actually maybe the other centre back is probably better at playing centre back than that centre back. That sounds like a load of crazy mixed up explanations there, but hey, hopefully you hung in there. So yeah, I kind of think this may well be the back four. Robertson, Quansah, Matip, and then Joe Gomez. I think Endo plays, and then the front three. I think for Wolves, I don't think Nunes is the guy for Wolves. I just don't think he is. I think Wolves might sit deep and be quite difficult to beat. They're at home. I think we'll dominate possession and we'll have majority of the play. So I don't think he's the guy to get in behind. I don't even think it's Gakpo. I don't think we need that crazy work rate in the midfield either, where we can battle and win the balls up higher. I don't think we need that. So I actually think it'll be Jota. Jota is on fire at the moment too. He's on fire at the moment. So I think it'll be Jota that's in there. Yeah, I think maybe Klopp does something like this. I think he does something like this. I think it makes complete sense. But yeah, the problem here lies the bench. I mean, there's not so much. I mean, obviously you have Dirk and Bajcetic that aren't in the squad, which is huge. I mean, could you drop Harvey Elliott out and have Bajcetic in there? That could be a thing. But then, what did you have? You're gonna make a substitution. The substitution I see there straight away is, you know, Thiago needs some game time. He's fit playing. You have Leicester in the cup. Thiago probably starts that one. Endo probably hold the bench. Or does Gravenberch come on? Gravenberch could come on, but Gravenberch can maybe come on. I mean, Gravenberch could come on for Szoboszlai later on, or Thiago could even come on for McAllister. You know, and Endo can keep the position, or maybe you could do that. Gravenberch can come on in that position, the 6. I feel like he's going to play in the 6. I feel like long term, that's Gravenberch where he's going to want to play Gravenberch. I've just got a funny feeling about it. Just my kind of thought process. I just feel like he fits. I think he fits the criteria of like Fabinho, and but he's just going to be better on the ball. Obviously, Dirk and Harvey Elliott dropped from the squad, which is harsh because Elliott's been exciting. Man, the squad is nuts. It's actually nuts. It's nuts. Like, Or maybe it's going to be Curtis that doesn't make the squad. Maybe someone comes back and isn't quite fit enough, or is a bit injured, or has caught a niggle or something. But even then, imagine when Van Dijk and Konate are fit. Like, what are we gonna do with the bench? We're gonna have like 4 of these guys are gonna be not even on the bench. It's insane. It's mad. It's crazy. The squad is nuts. This is why I'm saying, like, Premier League assault. We have to have an assault in the Premier League. This season, everybody is gassed. We're all hyped. We've got the new signings. They're all playing well. It's their first season. This is the season to attack. This is the season to attack the Premier League and go for it. It really is. Everyone like the new players, the new energy, they're excited to play their first season. They want to give it their best. They want to impress. They want to make goddamn history. Like, why let that motive? Why let those motives, that excitement, that energy? Why let it die out to next season? And then you've got to find it again. Like, let's go for it this season. We go for it. It makes no sense to just let it. I just see this squad and I think, man, that's a very, very, very good squad. It's a very good squad. It is. It's just so much improved from like, you know, Henderson, and it's. I mean, you could even start with THIAGO this game. Wolves. I don't think he will, because I think he'll bring Endo back in. I think Klopp will be loyal to Endo for a little while. He also has to bed him in. I think this is a perfect game for Endo to start and really kind of assert his dominance, and so say, yo, like, man's here. I'm here, and I'm not this random that you think we're just signing as like some stopgap. I ain't no stopgap player. My name's Endo. I just slapped up Germany 4-1. Like, I'm here. Like, I feel like Klopp needs to give him that chance. Endo's a baller, man. He's a baller. You laugh at him because he played for Stuttgart in the you know what I mean? I watched some content creators talking about how he was, you know, like playing for Bundesliga relegation side. Well, Robertson was playing for Hull City. He was a Premier League relegation side. Guarantee you Stuttgart were better than is it Stuttgart? He come from Stuttgart, I can't remember now, forgotten. I guarantee you they was better than Hull when Robertson was signed from Hull for us. So, you know, keep the energy the same. Just because one is, you know, probably from UK and the others from across the border, come with these weird narratives. Stop with the narratives, man. Like, you know, do your research and realize that they both came from, you know, substandard sides in the leagues that they was in. Simple as that. And I know which one is more techers, if you ask me. Endo's got much more techers than Robertson. Robertson's rash in the last third, final third. He always has been. He was just, you know, when he was younger, a bit younger. He's not old. I'm not saying he's old, but when he was a bit younger, and the team was more complete, and he was more settled, and he was more like about, you know, trying to win trophies and stuff, and he wasn't so kind of, yeah, I'm the best left back in the world. Not saying he was saying that. I'm saying that, you know, our fans hyped him up, started calling him that best left back in the world, etc., etc. You know, we know how we like to gas up our players. You know, there was a stage when we had, you know, best of everything, best left winger, best central striker, best right winger, best central midfielder, best left back, best goalkeeper. You heard it. I know you know I'm not lying. We saw it. You know, so for me, he's always been rash. He's always been rash in the final third. He's never been clean. He's never been. There's the odd, you know, decent cross he'll put in and someone, and Firmino will get a head on it, or whoever bails him out of trouble. But he's never been. He's not as complete and as clean as how Endo is, and technical. No way. Endo's much more technically gifted than Robertson. You know, especially when it comes to pinging a ball. Guarantee you, his ping is way better than Robertson's ping. Trust me, 100%. So don't let that narrative fool you about, yeah, you know, when fans tell you, oh yeah, he came from whatever it was, Stuttgart, whatever team it was. It's gone blank. I can't remember what team it was. I think it was Stuttgart, but it's just gone over my head. I've just blank memory on that one. But yeah, but that's kind of the team I think, guys, that Klopp's going to go with. The question is, it's going to be all about the bench and what happens with the bench, and if Trent is injured. If Trent isn't injured, then it's going to be crazy. If Trent's not injured and he plays, it's going to be insane, because what the hell do we do then? Because Gomez, you know, QUANSAH, there's no space. You know, that's probably going to be. There's no space. Like, who drops out for QUANSAH? Like, who drops out? We've already got Curtis dropped out. We've already got, you know, to fit in THIAGO. Who drops out? It's nuts, guys. The bench is nuts. I've said it. I keep saying it over and over again. The bench is nuts. I would be sad if ENDO drops out, and he shouldn't. Like, ENDO, right? Okay, so hear this, right? If ENDO is potentially one to leave, right? He goes onto the bench. He has to be on the bench, right? And if there's one player on the bench that shouldn't be there, it's got to be either Bajcetic or Gravenberch. It's got to be one of them. So ENDO has to at least be on the bench if he's not going to start, if Klopp's not going to start him. And then you think to yourself, well, who's going to start if ENDO's not going to start there? And the options are literally Bajcetic, Gravenberch, THIAGO. And the problem you have with these now is that none of them, in my opinion, in my fair and honest opinion, should, on merit, be ahead of ENDO. None of them should be ahead of ENDO, right? And it's not because they're not better than him. I'm not saying none of these guys aren't better than him. I don't think, right? I think THIAGO is probably the only one who is out and out, you can say, better player than ENDO, right? And even in a defensive sense, that might not be true. And I don't think it is true. I think ENDO defends better than THIAGO. But controlling play and controlling the game, I think THIAGO probably does it better in certain situations where when the team is sort of dominating the game and suffocating our opposition. I think THIAGO is fantastic at that, keeping the ball and trying to create stuff. So a different type of game, I think THIAGO is probably better than ENDO in. I think, depends on the game, maybe you'll use ENDO. If it's more end-to-end, you want to move the ball quickly. It's more end-to-end, and maybe ENDO's a better fit. But I don't think Bajcetic, I think his ceiling is probably higher than ENDO's, and eventually in time he'll be a better player. And I think Gravenberch, I think is the same. Who would I say is better out of Gravenberch and Bajcetic? From what I've seen, Gravenberch does look pretty lethal. But are we going to see that Gravenberch, or are we going to see a different kind of Gravenberch? I'm not sure. But I don't think none of those three, like, he's been injured, THIAGO's been injured, Gravenberch has just been signed, and Bajcetic has just come back from injury as well, right? And all of them need some game time, yeah? But none of them, why should they go in front of ENDO? Like, for what reason? Why should they start? Like, they can have game time, but they can come on as a substitution, right? Come on as a sub, last 20 for ENDO. Like, in my opinion, ENDO is in pole position for that position right there. Unless he's injured or he's picked up some kind of knock or something, he's in pole position. And he looked fire against Germany in the friendly when they slapped them 4-1. So I just don't see how Klopp cannot. If Klopp doesn't put ENDO in, I think it's out of order. I genuinely think he's mugged him off if he doesn't play ENDO there. And there'll be some of you who be like, nah, ENDO's shit. Like, Gravenberch is much better. He should just play. Yeah, well, so how about this? So imagine you're in a team, yeah? You put yourself in a team, right? You've been doing bits for your country, right? yeah, and then your club signs a player, right, and you're like, all right, I'm ready for this battle. You're expecting to start, yeah, so you can show the gaffer, you can show your manager, yo, I'm about this life. You sign this brother, you sign this guy, but I'm not gonna let him take my space. I want to fight for my space. And then the next minute, he's already in front of you. You're gonna be angry. You are not gonna be happy at that. So I think that's a straight liberty. Listen. Put Endo in. Endo starts, even though it's a bad game. Then you sub him off, and then maybe the next game you start Gravenberch or you start Bajcetic. I think Bajcetic is. I don't think he is going to feature. I think Gravenberch will feature more than Bajcetic personally. I think Endo and Gravenberch, THIAGO and McAllister are going to deal with the DM role between all four of them. I don't think Bajcetic. I think Bajcetic will play in the cup games and stuff like that, and if players really get injured. But I think he's not dropped down a pecking order because of his quality, just because we've signed some real good quality players. But also Bajcetic can even jump in the McAllister position, you know. I don't doubt if you had like Bajcetic here, right, and then you had fucking goddamn THIAGO in here. You're laughing. Look at the midfield. The midfield is tidy. That's a tidy midfield. You know? Or even if you did this, you know? Against certain teams, you could probably get away with that. You could even play Bajcetic as like a controlling DM. You don't have to be like a DM that's tearing around the place. I mean, it's not ideal. You would have more of a defensive, probably stronger, thicker set DM in there. I get it, maybe. But, you know, he's no less thicker than what Endo is, Bajcetic. So, the other thing is, though, is Bajcetic is fresh from injury. Last thing you want to do is throw him into a game that, you know, is, he's still young. He's still learning. So I don't think you really want to just dash him in all of a sudden into a sort of like a game like this. So yeah, that's kind of why I don't think. It's kind of why I don't think none of these three. Sorry, not McAllister. What am I doing? THIAGO. That's why I don't think none of THIAGO, Gravenberch or Bajcetic are going to start ahead of Endo. I just don't think it makes any sense. Curtis Jones ain't gonna play in there. If anything, he'll go like this. He'll do that, and then he'll play. Oh my god! Then he'll play Curtis Jones like there or something. He'll do what he done last game. I think it was. He'll just do that. If he doesn't fancy, excuse me. If he doesn't fancy, you know, Ender, but by doing that, you're gonna have THIAGO and Endo on the bench. So, if that's the case, then what do you do, right? Because you started with Jonesy. So what do you do then? Like if you want to, yeah, let's just say Gravenberch is on the bench. What are we saying? We're saying he misses out. Bajcetic misses out against Wolves, probably. Let's just say he misses out against Wolves. QUANSAH, I feel like QUANSAH's going to be on the bench, but where does he go? This is a killer. This is hurting. Harvey Elliott misses out, probably. Harvey Elliott misses out. There's going to be some unhappy. Some players are not going to be happy, man. I'm telling you, some are not going to be happy because you definitely need a defender on the bench. So that's some decent names. Even Ben Doak is a good replacement for Salah. You know, but you could even do a thing where, you know, if Salah comes off, you can move Szoboszlai to the right wing, and then you can play someone in Szoboszlai's position. You know, Ryan Gravenberch can fill in the Szoboszlai position. You don't necessarily need Ben Doak. I think Ben Doak being around the first team and stuff is good experience. The feeling is good, but I think but again, like there's the Europa game as well to think about. So some of these players probably will be dropped from the squad. Goddamn microphone fell over. for the Wolves game. But what will happen is for the Europa League game, they'll come straight back in, wouldn't they? So yeah, I mean it's interesting, but if you did do that, what would the substitutions be? I mean, McAllister would probably come off. I don't think McAllister plays against. I don't think he plays against in the Europa, and I don't think he plays in the League Cup. I don't think he plays in any of those games, McAllister. I don't think Szoboszlai plays in any of those games either, maybe. I think they get a decent rest. I think Van Dijk plays in one of them, although he's been playing for Holland. I think Van Dijk probably plays in the Europa game, maybe. Probably with QUANSAH. No, but they both play at the left centre back, don't they? Don't know if QUANSAH plays on the right centre back. It'll be interesting to see. We'll do that when it comes round. But yeah, I mean, there's options. It's crazy. I actually don't know. I don't have an answer to what subs are going to be on the bench or anything. I just know that Klopp will be telling players, you're all going to get game time because, you know, we've got the Europa League coming up and I've got to choose a squad for that. And then we've got the Cup game. So all these players are going to feature at some point or another. But, I mean, this could be the team. We could have ENDO in there instead and have McAllister where Curtis is. But I do think the attack is going to be Diaz, JOTA, and Mo. So we will revert back to what I think it's going to be. And then we will see if I am correct or if I am not correct. I'll be very surprised if ENDO doesn't start because Klopp is a loyal man. And yeah. In terms of the subs, I'm going to stick with this lot. Is Trent going to be fit? Is Trent even going to play it? I think they might. I don't think Trent needs to be rushed back. I think I'm going to take him out and I'm going to put Gomez right back. And then I'm going to put QUANSAH in there. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put Trent on the bench. Yes. Not Harvey Elliott. Not Ben Doak. Not Bajcetic. I think I'm going to put Trent Alexander-Arnold on the bench. And I think there's going to be the substitutes for the match. It'll be interesting to see. Because we've got two. Because, I mean, Tsimikas, there's every chance Tsimikas could miss out. Don't get it twisted. Tsimikas could miss out, for sure. And we could have Bajcetic in there. Or he could have Harvey Elliott. I just think Bajcetic is down the pecking order a bit. I think Harvey Elliott is more of a first-team player. So it could be something like that. But then if anything does happen to Robertson, who plays left back? You've already got all your defenders on the pitch. That's the only other thing as well. That's the only other thing. If your centre back gets injured, what happens? What do you do? If the centre back gets injured, if Matip comes off injured, what do you do? ENDO has to fill in there, doesn't he? Or you move Gomez back into central and you play ENDO at the right. Which is probably what I would do. But you don't have no defenders on the bench. Apart from Trent. So what would happen? Trent comes on and then Gomez would have to go to centre back, which makes sense, right? If one of the centre backs get injured. That would be the move. So, you know, Trent goes on the bench. And replaces Tsimikas. Just because you got more options with Trent. Even for midfield, you won't need him in midfield, but you just got more options than with Tsimikas. You could go back three. If Robertson's gets injured, you just switch the formation. So you can go QUANSAH, Matip, and then Gomez. Back three. You just take him off. And then you bring on a DM, play like a 3-2, whatever it is. Or go for a 3-4-3, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I think yeah, I think that's what happens. I think Trent is more versatile, is worthy of being on the bench more than Tsimikas. That's only if you want Harvey there though. And I don't think you need all those midfielders. I don't think you need Thiago, Harvey, and Ryan, Harvey, Jones, and Thiago. I don't think you need all those midfielders. I think one of them gets cut. And I just feel like it's Harvey ahead of Jones. I do not know. I don't know. It's Harvey ahead of Jones. It's tough, guys. It's so tough. Harvey Elliott hasn't been left out of the squad for a good while. And even having Harvey there, he can even play on the right. If Salah goes off, Harvey can play right wing. Szoboszlai wouldn't even have to move. Or Szoboszlai can go to the right and Harvey can play. So Harvey's key to the midfield and the right wing. There's a lot of players that can play more than one position in the squad that can cover areas. So I guess, and also he can play, like Jones could even do the left up here. Worst comes to worst for Diaz. Come on for Diaz. So I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same option like Harvey, but on the left side of the midfield. So he could play where McAllister is, or he can go further forward and play on the wing. Not that he's as good as Diaz on the wing. Of course he's not. But you've also got, Thiago that can play there as well. Plays for McAllister or for Endo. And you could always play Nunes on the left for Diaz if you need to change the left winger. So you don't really need Kenwin Jones. You don't really need Jones for a left wing as such per se. So I think Jones is the one maybe drops out. And then, because I got a weird feeling Tsimikas is going to still be in there. Just because he's a defender. And Klopp usually always has two defenders on the bench. If Matip and Gomez are fit, those two are always on the bench. It's interesting. But yes, I think that is enough waffle for this one. It's a 12:30 morning kickoff. I am going to be playing myself. I'm going to try and get to the ground so I can watch it before my game starts at 2:30. We are playing Bromley. So yeah, last Saturday we had a friendly. I scored. It was a rocket from the right wing. It was a nice bit of triangular first touch play from me, the striker, and our centre midfielder, I think he was, if I remember correctly. And as I played the ball through to the striker into the box, the right side of the box, the right corner of the box, the defender came across their centre back, sliding, took out our player, but it was a good tackle to be fair. Our player stayed down, but the ball just rolled. It literally rolled like where the D is on the edge of the box, the right side of the box. It rolled, literally, it just trickled into my path. Like just inside the box, just on the other side of the D, inside the box. Not as far as the penalty area, just a bit towards the corner. And I just laced it right foot. You know when you catch it sweet? And it just went top right bin. It hit the underside of the post, underside of the bar. Goalie, no chance. I had one a little bit before that as well, like 10 minutes before that, where I was looking to cross it. It was on along the right side. I was put through. I had to hold my run. And the funny thing is I was running. I wanted the ball earlier. I wanted the ball played through earlier for my centre midfielder, but he dilly-dallied on it. And basically, I had to literally stop. I had to pause, literally pause button, and looking down the line to make sure I'm onside. And the thing is, I lost all my momentum from acceleration by this time. And then the ball comes, it was like like when you're in the car and you jerk, like you kind of, it was kind of like that. And but I managed to get there, managed to beat the defender still. And I was looking, there was a guy coming, my player was coming in at the back post, and I was like, can I get it to him? And I just didn't feel like I could get him the right pass. So I opted for the near post. I tried to cheat the goalie, and then put his near post. But he got down quick, and he got a good solid left hand to it. He just turned it around the post, but I purposely was looking like I was gonna cross it, and then when I realized I wasn't gonna cross it, and I thought, nah, it's not gonna work because the defense was covering the areas where I needed to push the ball. I kind of did a no look shot. It kind of it was. The goalie just got it, but I should have probably done better. I should have maybe gone across the goalie, but I didn't feel like I could wrap my foot around it. Pace still was going. The fact that if I didn't have to hold my run and then re-accelerate onto the ball, I would have been in a better position to shoot more cleanly. Because I had to do that jerky run and the ball was late coming through to me, running onto it. It got a bit I was getting closer and closer to the byline part, the goalie's near post, and but the goal was fantastic. It was a great goal. So hopefully I can replicate that this Saturday. But I'm ill at the moment. I caught some kind of cold or bug yesterday in the morning. Might have been from training because I do training Tuesday nights, and it was a weird day. It was like warm, but it was cold in the evening, and I don't know what to wear. You don't know, wear a vest out because it's so warm, and you're on trains with everybody, and it's just like loads of people crowded in spaces and tight. It's nasty. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's just a 24-hour thing, and I'm alright tomorrow. If I'm not alright tomorrow, then you can't play when you're not 100% or you're ill. You can't. You can't be your normal self. Is what it is. But yeah, so that was good. But yeah, if I do play, I'll get there nice and early. I try and watch the game in the clubhouse before I actually play my own game. What is it? 12:30, 1:30. Yeah, so I probably watch half time and then have to go to the change room and start changing and warming up for my own game. But yeah, so we'll definitely do I'll probably rewatch the game maybe when I get back. I'll probably know the result by that time, and then maybe Sunday I'll do a post match after watching the game myself. And yeah, hopefully it's comfortable. Hopefully there's not much to talk about, and hopefully it's a quick one. This has been quite a rather long one, just because I couldn't really make up my mind about that that DM role and the defense. It's crazy. We've got a great squad. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, guys and girls, I've been Red Mist FC, and yeah, enjoy the game. You'll never walk alone, and I'll see you all soon. Take it easy. Laters. I'm outie.